want you to know something that we haven't shared much before now. It's kind of embarrassing, a little bit vulnerable, and completely true. About 10 years ago, our marriage was quietly falling apart. Had a whole lot of life happen, and we found ourselves in the midst of crisis after crisis in our marriage. We couldn't connect, we couldn't be honest with each other, and we certainly did not understand where each other was coming from. Every conversation felt tense. I eventually stopped sharing my heart because I didn't like the way he was reacting to me. Because anytime I brought my heart to my husband, he was taking it as an attack. He felt inadequate. He felt criticized. And I just felt unloved and unheard when he dismissed me, when he shut down, when he got upset. It became so exhausting. Scott got about as low as you can get. The hardest part, Scott was pastoring our church at the time. I was the pastor's wife. Couples came to us for help. We could help them. We knew exactly what to do to get them unstuck in their marriage. But when it came to what happened behind closed doors, we felt like frauds because we couldn't help ourselves. On the outside, we had built a beautiful family, a beautiful home, had beautiful careers. Maybe that's how you feel. On Instagram, on Facebook, everything looks great. But when you get home, you're lonely. It's distant. It's frustrating. There's a lot of things that you just don't share anymore because you don't want to argue. You're trying to keep the peace, but on the inside, there's turmoil. I get it. We were there. Scott was shut down, very anxious, and carrying the weight of feeling like a failure. I was angry, lonely, honestly scared that we were going to lose our family. We tried everything we were supposed to try. We tried counseling. We went on marriage retreats. We read a lot of marriage books. We talked to different pastors, but nothing helped us. And that just made us feel worse. If anything, it just kept pulling us back into the same conversations, rehashing the past, talking about our problems, talking about our feelings. It was a frustrating place to be, rehashing the past. We started to feel like victims in our own marriage. The turning point came from a place we did not expect. You see, we were really struggling financially at the time too. We figured a lot of folks say finances are the reason people get divorced. We didn't want to get divorced. We certainly didn't want to keep living that way. So we hired a financial coach thinking, okay, here's the answer. But what he helped us see changed everything. He told us, you guys do not have a money problem. You have a heart problem. You let your feelings dictate what you do. You can learn to shift out of those states and you can learn to feel differently. You're not even grateful for the life you have. Why would God give you more? It was honestly shocking. It was alarming. It was awakening to us because nobody had ever talked to us like that. We thought we were grateful people, but deep down we had grown resentful, ungrateful, like I said, feeling like victims in our marriage. For the first time, we started to see that our emotional state, our resentment, our ungratefulness, our disconnection, that was driving everything. Because at the end of the day, people don't do what you should do. They do what they feel like doing. And we did not feel like being kind. We did not feel like loving one another. We did not feel like being quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to getting angry. We didn't feel like giving when we felt empty. So we got real with God. We wrestled with the Lord. We let him have his way in our heart, pulling down pride and selfishness, pulling out resentment and hurt and unforgiveness and bitterness. We learned to shift our emotional state. And what happened next was nothing short of miraculous. You see, our perspective began to change too. We started seeing things that we hadn't seen before. We started seeing the victimhood in our own hearts. We started seeing now obstacles as now opportunities. And the ability to shift your emotional state before your circumstances change, I believe, is the secret sauce to shifting your life, your marriage, and your family. Scott and I learned how to regulate our emotions, how to tolerate the discomfort of listening to each other's heart without getting triggered, without exploding or shutting down. We were actually able to have hard conversations and learn how to hear each other. We studied what husbands and wives actually need, and we discovered we had both been starving in the marriage. So we began nourishing each other and the marriage, began building each other up, and very quickly, trust was rebuilt. And we actually started to enjoy each other again. We started laughing again. We started being a team again. And here's what surprised us most. We saw more real transformation happen in a short amount of time than we had in years of trying all that other stuff. Counseling, retreats, books. That's when we knew we could not keep this to ourselves. We knew there were hundreds of thousands of Christians just like us that have done all the right things, tried all the traditional routes, but still have felt stuck, have felt like frauds, and have felt frustrated because they didn't want to get divorced, and they certainly didn't want to keep living in this disconnected, frustrated place. Felt the Lord tugging at us. We felt Him drawing us to find a way to help others. Are you sure, Lord? Us, Lord? Me? Yes, you. Even though I dealt with imposter syndrome for years, I didn't feel equipped and I didn't feel ready. But we obeyed. We stepped out in faith. Our friends thought we were crazy. We studied. We invested in ourselves. We learned how to coach. We learned what husbands and wives needed. We learned to apply the gospel to our own marriage and our own hearts. So we built a transformational coaching program that was designed specifically to help married Christians in a short amount of time. We didn't know if it would work, but we thought, let's go for it. We started testing it with a few couples. It worked. And then a few more. And it worked. It was crazy. It was crazy because couples who had spent years with licensed counselors, years in therapist's office, trying to dig up their childhood and their past, were getting breakthroughs in our program in a matter of weeks. And we thought, this is too good to keep to ourselves. And y'all, this has not been easy. But after 6 years and after walking with well over 600 married Christians, we've shown so many of them how to restore their marriage, how to show up as the best version of them, how to do what they didn't feel like doing, how to shift how they were feeling first, and how to apply biblical principles to their marriage. And we just want to say, to God be the glory, great things He has done. I haven't felt ready. There's so many times I haven't felt equipped, and yet God has used me, a humble, broken wife who now knows what she's here to do. For me, this has been a big career shift for me the last 6 years. After the first 23 years of my marriage, working as a physical therapist, and now a Christian marriage coach, a CEO, a business owner, someone who is there to inspire others, to coach others, to encourage others, because I know how it felt to feel like a fraud. So if you were looking for a married couple to walk alongside you who has had seasons of life that have been hard, we are seasoned in the Word. We are seasoned and experienced in helping walk with hurting but honorable married Christians. I want to encourage you, follow along and check the link in my bio. We've just updated our website. We've got our programs on there. We've got the ways we can support you. We've got digital products. We've got our philosophy. All the ways we can help you is right there on our website. So check the link in our bio and follow along if you haven't already.